Hey everyone, this is Buddy back with another video, and we're looking at some of the top 10 things that are tech related that I use all the time right now. So let's jump into it. Up first, I would highly recommend using dual monitors. It makes productivity way better. You can fit tons of stuff on your screen, be doing a lot of things at once and having a lot of windows open at once, and it just makes life a lot easier. I just have a big ultrawide that pretty much makes it 2 monitors, but I would highly recommend you guys getting 2 monitors. Since we are in the COVID area, this is kind of like the next 2 things are related to that. So with the dual monitor setup, you need a webcam, because most likely you don't have a webcam in like a good spot that you guys can actually use it in that will benefit you. I kind of got a little bit of a cheap one off of Amazon, but I also got a super expensive and nice one from Logitech, their Brio one, and I definitely would recommend going upscale and high end with your webcams and not getting just a cheap one off of Amazon if you kind of care about how you look. But honestly, if you're just in some meetings, a cheap one will do it just fine. Now the other thing that kind of goes along with that webcam is an external mic. So I got the Wave 1, the Elgato Wave 1 that just came out, just because it was new. I wanted to try it out. Right now I'm still testing. I haven't put a full review out yet because I have some issues with it that I'm seeing if they can get worked out first. So if you guys want to see that video, make sure you have your subscriptions on and subscribe to this channel and the bell icon turned on so you get that notification for it. But basically, having an external mic allows you to mute yourself twice essentially. So if I mute myself on Zoom, I can also mute it on the external mic, and then if I unmute myself on Zoom, I can stay muted on my external mic. So the Elgato can be muted, but I can look like I'm not muted, and provides an extra level of security, and it sounds way better than your internal computer microphone for sure. Probably want to get somewhat of an external mic investment just so you guys can have some better sound and audio. The next one is a little bit different that I don't think people expected, but it's this massage gun. So I love using this massage gun all the time on my sore muscles. So whether you're exercising or maybe your knee just kind of feels bloated one day, or you kind of have this little sore, you slept funny or something like that, having this massage gun is super handy. This one that I got off of Amazon is only about $100, and I'll link that below, but basically any of them will probably do pretty well for you that are upwards of like $60, $70 or something. You don't need to spend like $400. These things are great. This one has multiple modes that you can do, so different like pulse thingy majiggy, I don't know. Anyways, they also has different heads on it as well, so you can kind of use it for whatever you think is best, but I definitely love using this and it definitely helps me in my muscles. Up next is my iPad. Now this thing kind of goes along with the school work productivity model because using your iPad instead of a phone is much nicer. It's a bigger screen, you can play games easier, you can write notes down on it and stuff like that, and it's just a better thing to have that is nicer to use than your phone, I guess. Especially if you don't want to kill your phone's battery, you can just kill your iPad's battery and then take your phone out if you ever need that. But I love using the iPad. One of the other productivity tips I kind of have for you guys with your dual displays or your monitors basically is having multiple desktops. So you can look up how to do multiple desktops on Windows or Mac. It's pretty easy, and you pretty much just can switch between different desktops and put different windows or apps or browsers on each desktop. So you could have a couple emails on this desktop, but then your work emails on another, or say your one YouTube stuff and another Netflix browser and stuff like that. It really makes it handy to use, and you can easily switch between them. There's a hotkey that you'll probably have to just memorize, or for me, I put it on my mouse. I can just swipe over to the left or right with clicking a button, and then it switches desktops for me, and it makes it very nice and fluid to use a bunch of different things on different screens, but without having different screens, if you know what I mean. The next thing I always use all the time is my Apple Watch. This thing keeps me moving, it gets me up every hour so I don't just sit in a chair for hours on end and not get any exercise. It also tracks how much movement I've done throughout the day, and it also gives me buzzes and alerts if someone's calling me or texting me, and I can just stay up to date with that. Typically, I don't really feel my phone's vibration in my pocket, so this is really nice to have that. And I also wake up to it as an alarm. I think it's much nicer than an audible noise, and it doesn't wake up anybody either, so it's pretty nice. Up next, guys, is TikTok. I love using TikTok. I probably go on TikTok for at least like crazy, I know. TikTok is great. It knows me better than I know myself. It's kind of really weird, but it definitely gives you tons of stuff, tons of super cool videos, stuff that you like. And I don't know, it's probably one of the best social media apps as far as content goes. Definitely, I would recommend watching some TikToks. For number 9, we got AirPods. I love AirPods, just throwing them in. They're super easy, they're super light, and you can use them for a good amount of time. I'd say I get like 3 to 4, maybe not 5 hours anymore, but I still love using them. They're super easy for taking calls or music with. They're super pocketable, so it's not really a big deal to carry them around with you. And last but not least, I kind of threw in a weird one because it kind of came up recently, is dark Instagram. So basically, if you go into Instagram, you go over to your profile, go over to your settings, basically navigate to your settings, pull all the way down on the top, and you can actually get to changing your app icon. So you can choose a retro look or the new styles or different colors or stuff like that to fit your aesthetic on your home screen. Basically, this is pretty much a built-in cool way to change the app icon without actually going through any additional steps. I think it's pretty neat, not super needed. I don't even go on Instagram that much, but I thought I'd throw it in here in case you guys didn't hear about it. If you guys are still watching, make sure you guys leave a subscribe down below. I mean, it's free, easy, and you can undo it at any time. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.